The clock strikes 12, I step into the haze. Whispers call me from 1,000 graves. Shadows dance in corners out of sight. I chase the unknown deep into the night. I hunt the fear you dare not face. In the darkness I embrace the trace. The dead, they speak their secrets shown. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown. A flicker, a chill, a shadowed hand. The unseen lingers where I stand. Through creaking doors and empty halls, I hear the echoes of forgotten calls. I hunt the fear you dare not face. In the darkness I embrace the trace. The dead, they speak their secrets shown. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown. And the eyes that watch from a place unreal, a touch so cold it makes you feel they're near but hidden, veiled in shade. I walk with ghosts I hunt the fear you dare not face. In the darkness I embrace the trace. The dead, they speak their secrets shown. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown.
It's showtime.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Bizarre and the Unknown. I'm your host, E.D. Testament. It is good to see everybody in here. We got a fun show today. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm streaming live on X. Hopefully, I am. But I wanted to do something a little different. I remembered what I was trying to research, and it was being a pain in the butt. So I got to do a lot more research on that. So I changed it up. So today we're going to listen to actual news reports of people calling in some strange stuff. Now, some of these we may have already heard from other podcasts. Some of them we may not have, but I still find them intriguing. The fact that these are actually coming out on the news. You go in and out on sound. Is anybody else having trouble listening, hearing my sound? Is it just Roxanne, or is everybody else having issues too? Nope. So it's just Roxanne. So Roxanne, it's got to be something. It's probably your internet, hun. Why do you X handle and I'll check? It should be the bizarre and the unknown. on X. Where's my code at here? I've been making a lot of notes, so I got to figure out where my codes are. It's not on them. Where did my codes go? Oh, right there. Yeah, you don't. Hey, Michelle. Music was going in and out on you too? Huh. I wonder what's going on. I think it's this one here. See if I can pop that up there. It should put you into where my X is. Hey, Monisha. How are you doing today? Oh, nope, that's not it. Oh. I think it's that one. And it should have my handle up on there. Yep. Yeah, the Bizarre and the Unknown 2023. Sounds like my speakers. I don't have no speakers on. I just got my mic. So I don't know what's going on. I have no clue. But right up in there, that should take you to, you should see my logo right here. And that would be me. So with that being said, let's get into this first one here. Imagine you're driving down a country road, a drive that a drive that you may have made at least 1,000 times. Could be, I don't know. The beauty of the country road at night always creeps into your thought cage when you see something out of the norm. It's a ghostly figure, not unheard of, but definitely not in your normal nightly drive. The sighting leads to something terrifying, and a phrase comes out to your mind. It's a simple phrase, but the power it wields changes everything. That's not human. This is the telling of a terrifying 911 call on 31 July 2021. This was made popular in 2025, but this call actually came out 31 July of 2021. The call came into the Pender County Sheriff's Office in an area known as Black River, which is a deep forested area in North Carolina. The Black River area is ancient and contains some of the oldest trees in the world. The area contains old swamplands and areas that still remain unexplored and difficult to get to. This 911 call may cause your skin to crawl. Perhaps you are not human, is what you're going to think when you hear of this story. Lots of speculation is circling. What did he see? A ghostly Civil War soldier, a skinwalker, an animal, human prankster, demon, or an extraterrestrial? Okay, I'll have to work on it. Thank you, Jonaside. I just got to find my spot again. Let us discuss the strange, terrifying 911 call and some important language used by the caller. Logistics and possible explanations. Sometimes, after an incident such as this, we end up with more questions and fewer answers. This 911 call is no different, and for some reason, it remains unexplained. And this is the 911 call. Here we go.
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
Pender County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
And did you saw a man standing on the side of the road?
Yes, ma'am, and it looked like he was bleeding, because when I drove by, I had my high beams on, and all I could see was just some streaks of red going down his body, starting at his head. What the?
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the back of my truck!
Okay, what's in the road?
No, it's not in the road, it's in my truck! In the bed!
There's something in the bed of your truck?
Yes, ma'am, I just turned on my bed light for my truck, and there's something in my bed.
Okay, sir, when you say something, what do you mean?
I just knocked it off of the bed of my truck and went over my roof.
Okay, what was it?
I don't know.
Like a turkey, a deer?
No.
Turkeys
I
are
don't
pretty
know what the hell
big.
that was. I don't know if you heard that bang before I started screaming, but I heard a bang.
I
and it
did.
turned on my... That's why.
I heard a thud. And back to the man that you saw, you said he was
Yes,
covered in blood?
It looked like he was bleeding from his head and heavily because it was going down his torso, and he had no shirt on.
And was he white, black, Hispanic?
He was white, and he was staring at me as I drove by, just blankly.
Isn't this the one the police talked about in a video? Yes. So this audio was pertained by Monsters Among Us. Their link is in the description, and I thought it was compelling because you can hear the panic in this guy's voice when he's talking about this. Now, other content creators have covered this. I kind of waited a little while before I talked about it because I wanted to see what all came out on this. And I'll be honest with you, this is one of those things that it hasn't really changed. This is one of those encounters that hasn't changed. And it's been the same encounter since 2021 when it originally came out. So I just realized part of my notes on my next one's missing, so I'm going to have to make it up as I go. So I'm curious, at first he thought he seen a bloody figure. So let's kind of dive into that part first. Let's kind of break this down. Hey, Freaky. So his first report is he thought he saw someone bleeding. Okay. Now this was taken in July of 2021. So a big W is out of the question. Because I would start to think of, okay, if this is wintertime, a big W would be a prime suspect for me to think of what this thing could be if he's mistaking it as a bloody human. So we got to stop in there. So that pretty much knocks that one out. Is it an SW? Possibly. I'm not really leaning that way because there's too much that doesn't fit the SW side of it. So I wouldn't really go that route. So what did this guy see? Did he see a ghost? Did he see a supernatural entity? For me, myself, hey, man, for me, myself, I'm leaning more towards this guy seeing some type of supernatural creature. Now, I don't know what you guys think, so I want to hear in your comments. What do you think this guy saw? What do you think breaking down between originally thought it was a bloody human till it jumped in the back of his truck and started attacking him? So I'm kind of curious. What are you guys leaning at? And we'll lean more to or go get more into to what I was talking about. Don says pale crawler. That is a possibility. Yeah. What else is anybody else? Some are now saying it could be a rake. Yeah, I'm not a rake guy, but yeah, I can see where they're coming from on that. If you're talking about the guy, yep. Then King, he's seen a. Okay, I got to break that down. Yep, same story. Okay. Some are now saying it could be a rake if you're talking about the guy who called 911. All these I'm doing today are 911 calls. the king, then king he seen. Okay, think. Then he thinks he's seen a veteran on the side of the road. Yeah, he thought he saw a Civil War veteran. Something jumped in the back of his truck and pounded on the cab. Yes, so that's the one. I can see where the rake is. I'm not necessarily a rake guy. I think rake is a misidentified. I think it'd be more along the lines of a pale crawler. But yeah, I can see where people would get the rake thing. Absolutely. Is a rake the same as a pale crawler? I think that's what it is. I don't think it's the same. I literally think that's what it is. I think rake is a fairly new term that I believe is a clickbait term. I mean, that's just my opinion. I like the guy calling about a big creature in his backyard. Yep, we're going to be getting to some of that stuff here. Yes, there you go, Freaky. There you go. Yeah, I agree with you. I would say you guys are right. I believe he saw a pale crawler. Honestly, I think a pale crawler, a big W, and the ghoul are, if not, they're not the same. They're similar. But I think they're along the same lines of supernatural. Me, myself, and I. This is just my opinion, and my theory is they're one and the same creature. I really think all three of those are one and the same creature because the descriptions are of what they look like are identical. So that's my feelings on it. Some people may agree with me, some people won't. But I believe they're all in the same thing. So yes, I'd put pale crawler, ghouls, and a big W in the same category. I really would. I just think they're known by different names in different locations, just like Bigfoot is. Just like dogmen are, just like werewolves are. They're the same creature, different names, different locations. Yeah. Thanks, man. I really think that's what he ran across. I think with the bloody, yeah, and so does a lot of the other stuff too, Don. Yeah, a lot of them others do too. Hey, Kawhi. So you got this going on. This is nighttime. The dude runs into this thing, thinks it's a bloody human. Thought it was a Civil War soldier at first, till it jumped in the back of his truck. All three of those creatures we talked about, same description. Looks like blood on them. Looks ghostly. All that stuff. Hey, Joanne. I think that's what he ran into. And I could be wrong. It could be something completely different. Now, could this be a supernatural entity that took the shape of a Civil War soldier to fool its prey at first and then attack in its true form? Also a possibility. Supernatural entities are known for doing that type of things. They've known no one sees a pale crawler when it's daytime. That is a lot of the reports. Absolutely. So we're looking at this, and I know because I've been fooled by supernatural entities before. I went into an area that it felt very paranormal. Didn't feel like nothing supernatural at all. And then about halfway through the investigation, it says, "Surprise, I fooled you," and it ended up being a real nasty investigation. So these supernatural entities can fake their presence. They really can. And is that what happened to this guy? That's possible. I can't say for sure. I wasn't there. Yes, they do. A lot of them do. Ghouls do too. Big W's do as well. Just because one hasn't been seen in the daytime doesn't mean that they don't. They just haven't been spotted, or it's just been misidentified. But yeah, all three of those have been known to hang out in caves. All three of those have been known to attack humans. All three of those are described as gauntly, misshapen human forms with torn flesh. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. So that's kind of where I'm leaning on this thing, and the fact that you can hear the man's fear in his voice I mean, just the utter fear in his voice when this thing, and you hear it hit the cab of his truck. It's hard to deny that this even happened. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm sorry, man. I'm just, I mean, I think the cream of the cream on it would have been hearing that creature's roar or something, but there is too much going on where he's just like, oh, wow, I think I seen a bloody person, it could be a Civil War soldier. And then all of a sudden, bam, it goes into full fledged, holy crap, I'm being attacked. I got to run. That fight or fright mode or fight or flight mode kicks in. You can hear every step of that in his recording. And the fact that it happened while he was on the phone with 911 gives it even more credibility. So we have to look at that type of stuff when we're looking into this. And like I said earlier, the fact that this encounter has not changed at all since 2021, and it's 2026, a couple months shy of being 5 years since it came out. Even though it just got popular last year, this was taken 31 July of 2021. That adds a lot of credibility to it. Yes, he did. Yeah, exactly, Freaky. The 911 operator heard the thump on the cab, and you can hear it in the audio. I mean, it's clear as day on that audio. It's very, very compelling. Very, very compelling. Does anybody got questions on this one before we move to the next? Any opinions, questions? I mean, I'm kind of curious about what you guys think on this thing. I believe this legitimately happened. I believe this was a true caught on audio encounter with a pale crawler. Telling you to watch the movie Descent, and they will show you what a pale crawler is. I think I've heard of that before, Don. I'll have to look at it because the descriptions of the pale crawlers that I've seen, the majority of them, they're all very similar to the ghoul and the big W. So I really think he ran into something supernatural. What does a dog man smell like? Describe. Hey, Urso. We're not talking about dog men today, but some people say they have a smell. Some people don't. It's kind of hit and miss. I don't know for sure. My wife hates the film that I tease about all the time. So we don't got no more comments on that one. Let's move to this next one. And this one here, for some reason, part of my notes didn't save, so I'll make up one part of it as I go, which is the beginning part that I make up anyways. Imagine you're sitting on your back porch. You're enjoying a cup of coffee, looking out upon the lake in your backyard. Eric, they're similar to description. Yes, they are. Absolutely. And you're looking out over the lake and out behind your house. It's a beautiful scene. The sun shining off the little bitty waves from the wind. It's just a magical thing. And then all of a sudden, something changes that beauty. Something disturbs that beauty. You've never been a believer. You thought all these people were conspiracy theories and Eric in the movie. Yeah, I know. I need to look at that. I need to look at it. I've heard the movie. I don't think I've ever seen it though. But you always thought these people talked about these strange things were just conspiracy theorists or hoaxers or nut jobs. But there before you, something disturbs that reality. And your look on these things is changed for the rest of your life. What do you do with that information? Do you report it? Do you keep it to yourself? You've made fun of these people for many years of being like this. And all of a sudden, in just a moment of your peaceful tranquility, you are now one of those people that you made fun of. This story takes place in Miami, Florida, and it's called the Miami Lake Monster. In May 2025, a caller named Alex shared a report on the Monsters Among Us podcast regarding a strange creature he filmed in a lake outside his apartment in Miami, Florida. The sighting featured in the season 19, episode 12, Lake Monsters, Hospital Monsters, and Horned Entity in the basement included the following details. Alex described the animal as being long and unlike any he had ever seen before. The footage shows a large entity undulating in the water with a fin visible above the surface at one point. The encounter occurred in the lake connected to the ocean, suggesting the possibility of a marine animal having traveled inland. The Monster Amongst Us podcast provided links to the visual evidence in the show notes, including a short video and a photograph of the alleged Miami Lake Monster. The link, I was wrong on the first 911 call we did, was it's not a human, was actually provided by the News and the Observer. The links in the description. This one is Monsters Among Us, which the descriptions also are, the links also in the description. And let's take a look at what he had done.
So if you listened to this week's episode, you would have heard Alex's call from Florida where he discussed seeing some sort of sea monster, lake monster outside of his apartment window. And if you look at this video, this is what he sent in. You can clearly see here there's something large undulating in the water. And at one point right here, you see a fin stick up out of the surf. What do you guys think Alex caught? Leave a comment below. And be sure to follow Monsters Among Us podcast to get more videos just like this one.
I believe Monsters Among Us was the first one to break this story. I believe Alex was the one who called them. Feel the need to cover it with their face. I found this compelling, and I'm kind of curious. Has been something around here that has a smell that wind carries it. It is not a corpse. It's like hide with sweat and a musky kind of sweet and pungent. That has been some descriptions of Dogman. Has also been to some descriptions of Bigfoot or so. I found this video kind of compelling because it's odd. Now, when I first thought this, my first instincts was, oh, that's a whale that got into the lake. And so that's why I was kind of wondering, is like, is this a whale? And the more I watched that video, the more I got to looking, that's pretty damn long. Hey, Jason. So, yes, I mean, the possibility of it still being a whale, I can't put it out because my second thought was dolphin, but it's too long to be a dolphin. And the more I think about it, I don't think that it was a whale because you never see the dorsal fin. Only a portion of its body comes out of the water. Right by Yadkin State Park. I would look into it. It could be one of those two possibilities or so. So it got me to thinking even more. Well, then I get thinking there's many reports. Loch Ness is the most famous. Nessie is the most famous one. But these types of creatures like Nessie's reported all over the world in different places here in the U.S. too. Could this be the last remnants of that type of dinosaur? Could we have captured another image on it on this video. I'm curious of what you guys think. What do you guys, when you see that video, what is it that you see that's in them waters? Was it a plesiosaur? Not a plesiosaur. Oh my God, I forgot what it's called now. I should have put that in my notes. I had it earlier, now I forgot it. Do you think it's one of those? Do you think, or do you think it's something else? Waves are a start. And look how long that is, Freaky. That thing was long. So definitely dolphin is out. Seal is out. Manatees are out. That's too long for all those. The closest thing that can even come close to that length would be a whale. But the shape and its movements doesn't fit that of a whale. It was in Miami, Florida. Chessie still has the sightings. Chessie still has the sightings, I think, too, since Francis Scott Key Bridge fell. Yep. Last seen was Buddy's face. You have to look at the water, Freaky. Don't see enough to make a guess. I can play the video one more time. Look past his face and watch the water.
So if you listened to this week's episode, you would have heard Alex's call from Florida where he discussed seeing some sort of sea monster, lake monster outside of his apartment window. Now, if you look at this video, this is what he sent in. You can clearly see here there's something large undulating in the water. And at one point right here, you see a fin stick up out of the surf.
See how long that thing is? Come on, man. You're messing with my hat. You're not sitting still. If you can't sit still, you're going to have to get down. My son thinks it's a whale. And that's kind of what I thought too at the beginning. I really did, but you never see the dorsal fin. You never see the tall telltale of a hump. You just see something, a small part of it and a really long stretch of it. And the way that it moved when it was out was kind of weird too. It did. You're absolutely right, Freaky. Absolutely right. It had a side fin like those sea monsters. Yes, it did. Can't guess how long it is because nothing to now, and that is the sad side. So you have to go Ogie Pogie monster. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. And this takes place in Miami, Florida, a lake that connects to the ocean. Now, one of the biggest theories about these, like Ogie Pogie and Nessie and all them, is that they live out in the ocean and then come into freshwater from time to time to either feed or breed or whatever. Is that what we're seeing here? I put the video in full screen mode. I can sort of see it better. Yeah. Is that what we're dealing with? Both of those are possibilities. I can't tell you for sure what this thing is. I can't. I can tell you it's weird. It is really, really weird. It's not the hokey pokey or no. Ogopogo, and Nessie and all them, they have the same description. They're all the same, and this thing fits right along with that description of what those things are. And this was called in, and pretty much it was gaffed off as being a marine life that came in there, and nothing was done by it. So he went to Monsters Among Us and put it out there. That you're fine. You're fine. I was reading it and wasn't thinking. But yeah, Ogopogo has to be an underground aquifer type pass within the crust of the earth that leads to the multiple water sources. I believe so too. Or so. This one here doesn't necessarily have to use that because it has direct connection to the ocean. So it can literally come from the ocean without having to go through them cave systems and be right there in that lake. So did we catch capture another one of these creatures in a different location that hasn't been captured before. I believe it's possible. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say for sure that it is. You're fine, Michelle. Don't worry. With nothing to judge the size by or how far away, who is filming it and from who is filming it from? It was filmed from off the guy's cell phone from his back porch. So underwater caves, much like splunking, only the sea creature. Yeah, yep. Um, so these things here, they can use the cave systems, or in this case, where it goes straight from the ocean into it. It's amazing if that's what we're seeing. If we're starting to see more photo, with everybody having better cameras, more people having cell phones, and the cameras on the cell phones being as good as they are we finally starting to get the evidence we've been waiting on that these things actually exist? So that's kind of my theory on it. I mean, my questioning on it. I think it's a possibility. Am I going to sit there and say without a doubt, I believe 100% it's one of those creatures like Ogopogo or Nessie? No. But will I say, is it high up there? Yeah, I will. Hey, Ray. Absolutely. And the only way that you can judge any type of length on it is by following the cell phone itself. And if you follow that, judging by that theory, that thing was roughly 30, 40 foot long. It was definitely longer than a dolphin, a manatee, stingrays. Although there's freshwater stingrays that get up to around 20 or 30 foot long. There are those. I mean, they've been, that old boy on River Monsters caught one in, was that India or something like that? It was a freshwater stingray, and that thing was every bit of 20, 30 foot wide. They're possible. Have they been spotted in that area of Florida? No. Does it mean that they don't exist there? Also, no. I mean, they can migrate, they can travel, could be transplanted there. Can't go by that. Don't know how far. Don, I agree with you 100% on that. That's why I said I can only judge by the camera, and judging by the camera, it's roughly, that was my key words, roughly 20 or 30 foot. I get we can't go by it because there's not. I agreed 100% on that. I'm just saying, going by the camera, it's roughly that, and that's only because of the years I spent doing that stuff is the reason why I'm saying it's roughly this, because I've had to do it for years. Catfish, I don't know. Yeah, catfish. I mean, that is a possibility. What about a manatee with a tripod problem or thyroid problem? Yeah, possibly. Went back to the pond, did well against 9 trout. Heck yeah, Ray. Might have caught a dolphin and put it on a stretching track. Yeah. That's why I'm saying I can't. I'm only giving a rough estimate. I have no clue, because you're absolutely right. There's nothing. Okay, this is enough. You're clawing the crap out of me, dude. You're not sitting still. You're being a pain in the butt. I don't know. There's nothing to judge it by. I can only go by what I've done in my life with my cameras and what I've seen while I was in the military. I don't know. I don't know. I just tell you, when it done from where that fin was until it went all the way back, that was long. It was every bit of 20, 30 foot, maybe more, 40, 50 foot, which is bigger than dolphins, manatees, or stingrays. Okay, dude. Hey, no, you're being Blackie. You want to go outside? You're being a pain. Now your claws are hurting. I'm not a scratching post. You sit here and behave. What is your here? It was bigger than Buddy's hat. Yeah, come on. Now, come on. Quit. Stay up there. Sorry, Blackie is being a huge pain in the butt today. That cat, he's just starving for attention. So I don't know, man. I mean, I know it's curious. It is definitely curious, and I'd like to see some more video of it. Dave. Stubborn thing finally got the idea. Oh, that cat gives me noise and tar out of me, but I love that little dude. So this next one, it's called the Las Vegas Aliens. Imagine you and your family are in your backyard, laughing, having a good time, working on a vehicle, doing what you normally do. And all of a sudden, that good time you guys are having is interrupted by a crash and a thud in the ground, followed by footsteps from two different figures that you can't really see. What do? You've just became one of those people that you made fun of. Las Vegas police have released a body cam video and audio and 911 audio of officers responding to a call from a family who claimed a UFO crashed in their backyard, according to ABC News. A family called 911 to report something had crashed in their backyard and they saw non-human creatures in it. In the 911 call audio released, the caller says his father, and his brother were in a large backyard working on their truck when something crashed and felt the impact. Are they? I haven't had radon. I've always heard they were good eating. I've never had them though. I want to try it. They reported we just saw it in the corner of our eyes, something falling down from the sky, and it was with lights. And when it hit down, there was like a big impact, and we felt like an energy. And then we hear like a lot of footsteps near us, and then we have like a big piece of equipment, and we saw there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one inside, and it was big, or it has big eyes, and it looks at us. The caller then tells 911 dispatcher they are very large. They are like 8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot tall. This video was provided by ABC 7 News, and this has been edited down. I'll tell you now. But this is that video. Here we go.
We can take a video and look at whether or not there is an artificial artifact added to it or not. And in this case, we can definitively say, to a degree of scientific certainty, that this entity, this thing in the video, is there in the physical reality in which the Kenmore family is also there. Like, this is so critical because you can clearly see through the slots in the fence that there is a leg motion moving from the right to the left side of the screen. And clearly it is behind there. So this isn't just like a head floating in space. This is a head of that is somehow that does not have full opacity, that the opacity of the head of the shadow is only at about 33% opacity versus a normal shadow, which would be at 100% opacity, or an object in the screen, which is at 100%. And this isn't anything that you did. It's just what you were able to determine, that this shadow being, or this being in the shadows, possibly creating its own shadow or smoky filter or cloaking technique, is not only cloaking itself from the people there, but cloaking itself from the camera itself in that it's minimizing our ability to identify pixels inside of that shadow.
So, if memory serves me correctly, because I don't have one, I've messed with them a couple times. A privacy fence is roughly, on an average, unless it's made bigger, 6 foot tall. If memory serves me correctly, anybody who's got a privacy fence, let me know if I'm around right. I haven't messed with one since my little brother's house, and it was right around the 6 foot range. If that's the case, and that privacy fence is 6 foot, that puts that thing roughly at 8 foot tall, and that's only one of the two creatures. The other one was on the back side back there. This was called into 911, and this footage was released to ABC 7 News out of Las Vegas. And even they're reporting on the stuff they saw. And the fact that this type of stuff is coming out on local news, I find it kind of awesome. Usually 6 or 7 foot tall. That's kind of what I was thinking, Auntie. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking, because most of the ones I've been around has been around the 6 foot range. Oh, that one's new to you. This one's been out for about a year. I've been kind of watching it here and there, and sometimes people get real extreme and make them 8 foot tall. That's what I was thinking, but usually it's like where there's some sort of neighbor issue. Yep. Ours is 6 foot. Next to the next door is at least 8 foot. Okay. So yeah, I was about right, about 6 foot, because most of the ones that I've dealt with and I've seen them taller, they've been at that 6 foot range. So if that, we'll say, I don't know, judging by those people heights, I would say that's probably the standard 6 foot range. I knew the story, but never saw the images. Yeah, I've been watching the images, and nothing has changed on this. Nothing has. It's been the same ever since it was reported at 911. That was literally the body cam footage of the officer. That was it. And the reports that I read was the reports from 911 that the reporting party gave to 911. That was their words. Their exact words were that what I read off. So you got that, and then you got the body cam footage of that officer. And the fact that it's played on the local news in Las Vegas, that's pretty compelling. And you seem to get more of this this stuff being put out on local news more than you do national. I'm not a big national news guy. Was it debunked? I haven't seen anything on that one, Dawn. This made national news. Did it? I didn't know it made national. I've always seen it on local. So, I mean, there you go. It was a young lad, 15 to 16 years of age, who called 911, I think. Yeah, it was him, his dad, and his brother. They were working on a truck in the backyard when this happened. Hey, Ryan, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that was an alien and that this account was real. I'm just telling you it's pretty compelling, the fact that it made local news, and I guess it made national news too. I didn't know it made national news. But I've not seen anything where it's been debunked. So I'll have to look again, because I've been kind of following it off and on for a year since it came out. But that doesn't mean I haven't missed something. Oh, we had It's Not Human call, a Miami lake monster, and now we're in the Las Vegas aliens right now, Ryan, showing the videos. It was tall. Whatever it was tall. Real, not real. It was tall. The mall incident and that incident were the only two like national news things I've seen about the alien. Yeah, the mall one I knew was debunked, which I said from day one I didn't believe in that. Looked too AI to me. Looked way too AI for me. But this one here, this one in which the Miami Mall one was a different case. This was done in Las Vegas, Nevada. This one here, I haven't seen anything on it yet. The It's Not Human call is legit, in my opinion. That was definitely a pale crawler. That's what we were kind of thinking too, Ryan. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it was. I got a new phone and the autocorrect is doing its own thing. No worries, Aaron. You're fine. You're fine. Um, but I believe this has got a lot of credibility to it. I'm kind of curious to see what more happens on it. I didn't talk a whole. I mean, yeah, we talked about it on William's show, but I like to give things time before I talk about them because I want to see what all comes out. Now, I may have missed where this thing was debunked, and I that's absolutely possible because I only followed it, for about a year, kind of off and on. Just every now and then I'll find something on it and read it. I've not found anything where that part's been debunked. The Miami Mall one was that one there. I haven't found that on that, so I'll have to keep a eye out to see if that is the case, and I just missed it. Which one, Don? This one that we're talking about? With the release of the UFO files and your government admitting the UFOs are real, I wouldn't dismiss any alien encounters. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second, Ryan. They want me to play this for you again. This is the Las Vegas aliens. Here we go.
We can take a video and look at whether or not there is an artificial artifact added to it or not. And in this case, we can definitively say, to a degree of scientific certainty, that this entity, this thing in the video, is there in the physical reality in which the Kenmore family is also there. Like, this is so critical because you can clearly see through the slots in the fence that there is a leg motion moving from the right to the left side of the screen. And clearly it is behind there. So this isn't just like a head floating in space. This is a head of that is somehow that does not have full opacity, that the opacity of the head of the shadow is only at about 33% opacity versus a normal shadow, which would be at 100% opacity.
And I apologize. That was from News Nation. I'm sorry. The next one's from ABC 7 News. The link to News Nation is also in the description. Oh, yes, this one. Yeah, I definitely think they saw something. The reaction and everything. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm on this one too, Ryan. I think they did. I'm not going to come out and 100% say they did. I wasn't there. And too many things are easily faked. I agree. But that made News Nation and made a bunch of other news. I mean, I've seen different local news organizations covering this same video. This one here, the reason why I like News Nation's better than the other ones, because they actually put up a graph where they're following the feet through the slats and the head, and it kind of gives you a rough idea of how tall that thing was and how it moved. That's why I chose this video from News Nation over the other ones, because they had that in there. The fact that these news companies are talking about it, you question that one? Hey, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, definitely question it. I would too. I mean, I questioned it for a long time. I remember seeing that video on different news stations. Yeah. I support that 100%. I still question it, but I believe I'm starting to become more of a believer on it. The fact that it's not really been changed. Since this was put out on the news, I would say AI wasn't used. The news outlets would know right away. And because there wasn't the news agency themselves using the AI system. So yeah, I can see that, Ryan. Definitely question it. Yeah. It's a shame nobody took a video of the actual black backyard where it landed. But the original video I saw on that Fricky actually shows both of them. And I was going to play that one, but what I liked about News Nation's video over the other ones was the fact that, hey, Jessica, was the fact that this one actually had where it had a scale where it followed the movements through the fence and everything. That's why I chose this one. The very first video I've seen of this one, you can actually see the other one, which looked bigger than that one, but it was further back in the backyard. So, I mean, it's cool. Is it something? I believe it's possible. I believe there's a good chance they actually caught something on it, and the news is actually reporting it. That, like I said, was the body camera from the officer from the 911 call. So it's definitely in that realm of possibility. Man, I'm going through this faster than I thought. Further back and still taller. Yeah. Yeah. The original video I seen when this came out about a year ago, there you can see both of them in there. And the one in the backyard looked taller than that one on the fence. Sooner or later, the universe is suddenly going to seem a lot smaller to a lot of folks once they realize we aren't alone. Yeah. They will understand we have neighbors. Exactly. Yeah. The idea they showed the tractor in the yard, there's more than one video, or that's heavily edited down. Yeah. This one, this one was a very long video. It was almost 7 minutes long. So I had to cut a lot of that video down just to show that part there because it was too long to show on the show. But the original one, I believe it's roughly 4 or 5 minutes long, and it's the whole body cam footage from the officer, and it actually shows the other one in the backyard. Hey, Revered. It's interesting. I mean, I've heard your guys' comments. Some of you guys believe they've seen something. Some of you guys are questioning it. Some of you guys think, say it's been debunked. I agree with you. That's all a possibility. I won't deny that one bit. I just personally, I'm on that wagon for now that I think they actually, that officer's body cam caught something. And the fact that their reaction on the 911 call was pretty compelling too, because you can actually hear the fear and excitement in their voice. We're not alone in a well-revered. Oh, yeah, we're not alone. Yeah. We are doing different 911 calls. We've done the It's Not Human out of North Carolina. We did the Miami Lake Monster. We just done the Las Vegas Aliens. So I've thought that these would take more time, so I only done 4 of them, and we're only about halfway into the show. Nonetheless, it's great to see you guys, and it's always a pleasure. Heck yeah, man. So I don't know, man. What's the rest of you guys think? I've heard a couple of you guys' opinion. What do you guys think they saw? Or do you think it's a hoax? Oh, crap. Daggone it. No. Daddy went all over my leg. And my floor. And my seat. They deleted a lot of the backyard footage. There were specialists brought in to delete it. I've heard that. I say if anybody had to delete evidence, it was authentic. Yeah. I think they saw something. There you go. Yeah. So I'd say both. I mean, the skeptics and the believers, I tell you, both are right, man, because we can't really say yay or nay on that one. People only hide stuff when they have something to hide, yeah. Or it's hidden because somebody, big somebody doesn't want it out. People, let's see, then they installed cameras on their house after. When does that ever happen? Yeah. Yeah, I did, Roxanne, I did. Aliens are Russians. Russian cosmonaut. Dushbananya. That's a good one. They released the Epstein files and acted all the criminals in it. There's no difference. That's how some. You haven't seen the updated Epstein files, have you, Rebeard? A lot of that stuff that they redacted, they got in trouble for redacting, and it's came out. If I encountered an alien, I'm calling Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. They always hide something when it needs to be hidden. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. I personally think right now it's a good possibility that they actually did see something. Oh gosh, that's all over the floor. And I don't have a towel in here. Dang darn it. I have, but my point was they did redact it. Yeah, they did. They did redact it. So it's the top of the hour. I need to go get a towel. So we're going to play some Dark Angel Medical real quick before we get into this last one. Give me a second here. Here we go.
He comes quiet, coat of crows, bred like winter in your nose. Foot of the bed, then polite, asking softly for your light.
You stare holes into the wall, hands like paper, helpless small. Every clock hand starts to shake. How much mercy can you take?
Call Dark Angel Medical, call him fast. In the shadows at your shoulder when you're fading black. When his fingers find your heartbeat, digging for control. There's a number in the silence, there's a lifeline for your soul. Call Dark Angel, call Dark Angel. She come running down the stairs, folder full of worn out prayers. He's already in the chair. Death just smirks and combs his hair.
Sign here, death says it's routine. Ink like rivers, cold and mean. Then the nurse kicks in the door. Boots like thunder on the floor.
Call Dark Angel Medical, call him fast. When the shadows at your shoulder, when you're fading black. When his fingers find your heartbeat, digging for control. There's a number in the silence, there's a lifeline for your soul.
You don't own me, you don't get the last word.
We've stitched by worse than you, you're just another curse.
Take your contracts, take your claws, take your empty little scroll.
We've got angels in lab coats guarding every fragile soul. Yeah. Call Dark Angel, call Dark Angel, call Dark Angel, call Dark Angel. Call Dark Angel Medical, call him fast. When he's licking at your laughter, try and drag you back. When his whisper fills the hallway, hungry for control. There's a promise in the panic, there's a hand to hold your soul. Call Dark Angel, call Dark Angel, call.
If you're looking for the best first aid kits and trauma kits on the market, look no further than Dark Angel Medical. I do not get paid for supporting his product. I like his product so much that I asked him if I can use his product on my show and advertise it. I have 3 kits alone. I have a headrest kit for my personal vehicle, a headrest kit for my company truck, and I have a little kit that goes on the side of my field pack. That's how much I believe in Kerry Pocket Doc Davis's company, Dark Angel Medical. You can use a discount code Cryptid20, which is D.A. Roberts' discount. You can use FHA or FSA and HSA or Sezzle or a credit card to buy your products. If you use Sezzle, you get 5 different payments. The kit's paid off. I've used that to pay for 2 of my kits. I have used my HSA to buy my 3rd kit. You can go on Dark Angel Medical on YouTube at Dark Angel Medical 5115, or you can go to Instagram to Dark Angel Medical. Carrie puts out little videos out there showing you guys how to use how to treat trauma and first aid kits when you're in the field. If you need to be certified or need to be recertified, Doc can do it. He can come there. He can get you guys recertified or certified. Okay, Doc is the godfather of kit for life. If you use that kit to save a life, Doc will replace what you use for absolutely free. So if you pay for what you get, he calls the birthdays in boxes. I agree with him. This kit is the best. That's why they are a little pricey. I'm not going to lie to you. They are a little pricey, but they're well worth it. So go over to darkangelmedical.com and get yourself a kit. Ryan says, I still hope that some alien life forms will be super hot goth chicks who just want to mate. Heck yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. I've kind of thought of that too. Sent me something big. Okay, Joanne, I'll have to look at it when I get done. Okay, and I'm caught up on the comments. All right. So this next one, I've got mixed opinions on this next one. This one was caught on a door camera, one of them Ring cameras or whatever them things are called. It was caught on one of those. There wasn't a really big follow-up on it when it was called in. This one was the one that was reported by ABC7 News. So I apologize. I had them mixed up. The link to them is in the description as well. This one here, we're going to call it Compton Alien. Imagine you get a notification from your doorbell camera thinking it's probably just another animal triggering it. When you open the app, your life changed. What you see will change your beliefs for the rest of your life. You are now one of those people that you made fun of. One of those people that you disputed. You're now one of those people that you thought were just doing it to make money. A hoaxster, a conspiracy theorist, or just a plain old crack or nutcase. You've just fallen in that line because what you've seen on your camera now put you in that category of those people you made fun of. A Ring doorbell camera in Compton, California captured a footage of a thin, strange-looking figure walking beside a home around 1 a.m. on 5 June 2025. The video shared by the resident Jessica Ortiz shows an alien-like figure sparking online speculation and millions of views. The figure appeared at only 1 or 3 cameras on the property, leaving the homeowner and the neighbors unsettled, with reported unexplained loud noises heard around that time. His book, Instant at Mount Dora, just went to number 4 on Kindle. Cool. If you mentally break because you saw something you were pretty weak-minded, that's a possibility. The footage, which is last roughly 11 seconds, displays an entity with an oblong head and an unusual body movement passing the side of a porch, passing between a porch and a vehicle, according to the reporting party. Jessica Ortiz, the homeowner, told media she was scared and initially thought she was losing her mind. Nothing that the figure looked like, nothing she had ever seen before. And she felt the figure was likely extraterrestrial. The day following the sighting, a neighbor who lives nearby mentioned hearing strange, loud, scratching-like clawing noises in addition to 3 loud bangs on their roof during the night of the sighting. The video, which has been widely shared on social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok, has generated theories that figure is a child, a person in a costume, or a prank. Despite the claims of the alien, the homeowner, Jessica Ortiz, says she did not report it to the police, saying that she did not want... Oh, I thought this one was... I was mistaken. I thought this one was reported as well. This one was not. Reported to the police, saying that she did not want to sound crazy, according to Jessica Ortiz. This is that video.
This video, we have it looped several times. It's gaining a lot of traction online, especially from paranormal bloggers and YouTubers. In an interview with the Daily Mail, the woman who captured the video, Jessica Ortiz, says her doorbell camera picked up something moving through her yard on June 5th around 1 a.m. But the motion-censored cameras on the outside of her home didn't pick up anything. Speculation of what it ranges from people carrying plastic bags to children, and some who say it's really an alien. I think someone's messing with her.
Yeah. It looks like some kind of stunt.
It looks like a costume you buy when you're pretending to be an alien, right?
I would never just guess alien.
But it could be an alien. Let's not rule it out.
What do you guys think? Was that an alien she captured on her door camera? Was it a child playing a prank? Was it a glitch in the Matrix? Yeah, it's pretty compelling, Joanne. No, I'm kind of curious of what you guys think when you see that. Looks like Bart. I didn't think about that, Dawn. Yeah, I guess kind of. I never thought Bart Simpson until you said that. But I'm kind of. Was it a house elf? I don't know. I don't know, man. The oblong, the head, the body. It looks different. It looked like one of those sewer monsters from Ninja Turtles. Oh yeah. What was those things? You got to see it again. Okay, I got to be careful playing this stuff too much on here, but I'll show just a few more seconds of it.
This video, we have it looped several times. It's gaining a lot of traction online, especially from paranormal.
Even though I'm crediting the outlets on there, I don't know, man. It's interesting. I mean, if it's a child in a costume, that's kind of interesting because you can literally see the gaunt body to it, and the oblong head. If that's a child in a costume, they were starved. I don't see it being an adult doing the prank. Closest thing that would fit to that height would be a kid. And if it was a kid, I mean, I feel sorry for that kid because it looks like they were starved. Because I mean, you can see the gaunt figure. I mean, there was no muscle mass to it. It was skinny. You can almost make out the bones. Slim lead with 6 boxers on his head, I think. Oh, slim lad with boxers on his head, I think. Could be. The angle of the neck is not human. No, the shape of the body, how the body's contorted, hunched over. Usually, it's a nutritioned person that gets in that figure because their body's breaking down. But the head, the neck, the body, I mean, all that. If it is a kid in a costume, man, we need to be thinking something else because that's not cool. I don't want to play it too many times, Auntie, because I don't want to get hit. Send me a message on Messenger. I'll send you the video. Because I don't want to play it too many times. It's interesting. Did they capture an alien? I don't know. Did they capture a hoaxer? I don't know. Did they catch something else altogether? I don't know. All of them are possibilities. I'm looking at a monitor. I'm with you. Yeah. It's Manisha, I'll send it to you on chat. Auntie, send me a message on Messenger and I'll send it to you there. You guys can watch it because, like I said, I don't want to get dinged on here. I've already had my hand slapped once because supposedly I was giving medical advice, which I wasn't. So now that I'm out of YouTube jail, I don't want to go back into it. It's still compelling. I was mistaken. I thought, because when I pulled up 911 reports, this came up as a 911 report. So I thought this was, and it wasn't. Malnourished, yes. Could have been one of those insect babies, usually locked up in the attic that got out. Yeah, I mean, there's how many reports of those are? So yeah, I mean there's been plenty of reports throughout history of that stuff. I was just hoping you would explain it. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh, I might have a way where I can show it and not get in trouble. Give me a second. I'll have to set this up.
Video, we have it looped several times. It's gaining a lot of traction online, especially from paranormal bloggers and YouTubers. In an interview with the Daily Mail,
Crap, you're not pausing when I want you
the
to.
video, Jessica Ortiz says her doorbell camera picked up something.
You're supposed to be going without sound, daggone it. I can't catch it just right. Let's see if I can get to one that ain't got that. No, I can't. Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to get this. There we go. See how it's real oddly shaped? Here's the head. Here's the body. You can kind of see the arm right there. I mean, if that's a human, they got some issues. They got some bad issues. But see how gaunt it is? See how its head and its neck and how it's got that huge hump right at the base of its neck. I mean, all of it's weird. It's just, I don't know, man. If it's a hoax, there's something wrong with that individual. There's something seriously wrong with that individual. That's awful skinny. That's really skinny. That's why I was saying it could be malnutrition if it's a hoax. Let's see if I can try to capture it on a better scene. Damn, I keep getting the timing off. I mean, look how skinny that thing is. Its back, it looks like a skeleton, legs, and it's carrying something square. Yeah, squarish. And it could be the pixels on the squares part. I mean, if that's a human, there's something wrong with that person, and we need to really find that dude and get him some help. I mean, it's not cool. It's not cool by no means. You know, I don't know. It's definitely weird, yeah. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think you saw an alien? Do you think it's a hoax, or do you think it's something completely different? I mean, could it be something supernatural we're looking at? I'm leaning more towards the alien side of it. I'm not saying this wasn't hoaxed. I don't think it could. I don't think it is, but I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong on that. could have someone who's good at building things and might it be wearing black underneath, holding it up. Could be. I mean, yeah, that is a possibility, Roxanne. I mean, that's a good point. That is a possibility. I mean, it could be something that's it could be a puppet. You know, that would fall right on that hoax category. The way it moves it's interesting. Nope, actually, I'm sorry. You can actually see the legs. Yes, I am. Give me a second. I didn't even think about that. You can actually see the legs on this. So it's not a prop, cut out prop. Watch down here. Bam. You can see its legs. I didn't time it right. You can literally see its legs moving. Yeah. Use critical thinking. Yeah, I thought the same thing till I seen that video again and I actually seen the legs moving. I went, well, nope, that takes that out. Uncle, brother, and sister. Grandma said it was her nephew, cousin 3 times removed. Yeah, I mean, I can send you the unedited version, Don. Send me a message. I'll send you the unedited version. I didn't have the money to pay Wondershare this month, so they had to put their banner up. Unlike usually, I don't have that banner up. Some people are making good at making puppets look like it's real. I mean, that's possible. Yeah. Not sure what it was. Yeah, it's clearly it's intriguing. Whatever it is, I mean, if it is a puppet, that's a damn good dude. That guy needs to be going on stage. Don't need that open no more. The remainder that reminded me of the Were-Panther on the True Blood because they all inbred. I mean that's possible too. They were all inbred. Yeah. Yeah, make sure you don't fry your horns out doing that, Roxanne. I'd be Todd Standing knows all about puppets. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I really don't know what to make of that. I mean, I think there's some credibility to it. Not enough for me to completely jump on that bandwagon, but there is some credibility to it. Have no horns, thank you. Who are you trying to convince, Roxanne? Me or you? But these things are interesting. The fact that more of this stuff is coming out. Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, Ryan. With these videos that we seen today and in the 911 calls we heard, what do you guys think about all this stuff? I mean, the e-files say a lot. You think no incest dilly-dallying didn't occur? Yeah, I mean, that's true. I know I gave my horns. I gave no horns, but I see yours. Oh, I know I have no horns, but I see yours. I never denied I'm a little devil. Oh, Ryan's definitely a little devil. It's Gojira. Go, it's Gojira. I'm 100% all about it. It's not human. Call the one caught my interest big time. Yep. Oh, it's not a human call. Yeah, that one. Yeah, it did. Ryan, that one there out of all these we've seen today is the most compelling to me. It really is the most compelling to me. And I might be able to play that one again because I have my own artwork in its place. I don't know if I'll get dinged for playing that one again. Not to mention the genetics variations as well as being shapeshifters were involved. Yeah. Not in public. I told you not to keep my secrets away. Honestly, and I agree because the very first one I played is the most compelling out of all four of these that I played today. Because you can literally hear that dude's fear. You can hear it when it gets in the back of the truck. I mean, you hear this guy. I've studied a lot of those cases, both in college and in the military, and that one was pretty dang compelling to me. If he was hoaxing it, he's damn good. Damn good. Because that level of fear that you can hear in his voice, it's hard to fake that. I need to step up our research on the pale crawler. Yeah, I really think that's probably what he ran into. I really do. You know, what we call in these parts is a pale crawler. I really think that is a very good candidate for it. Am I saying that's what he ran into? No, that's not what I'm saying by no means. I'm just saying I think that's probably the top of the candidate list of what he ran into. Given the time of the year, the description, and the encounter, it's hard to disagree that ain't. If it's not the top candidate, it's definitely up there. Yeah, the aggression. I mean, all that stuff. I don't know if they do or not, or so. I've not heard of that. Um, I really haven't heard of them having a smell, but I mean, I could be wrong. Sometimes, yes. So it's kind of like Dogman and Bigfoot. Sometimes they're described as having an odor. Sometimes they don't. I mean, and could that be your adrenaline causing you to think they did? I mean, that's also a possibility because when you got that going on, your adrenaline's going 90 to nothing. So you're trying to fill in the gaps. When you're trying to fill in the gaps, you add things that doesn't necessarily doesn't mean it's actually there. You just hear something about it and it sticks in your head, and you put that in there. I don't know if you can take their nose, they won't smell. You know, we have to factor that in on these reports too, because it does. Whenever your adrenaline's going 90 nothing, you come down off that and you're trying to tell the story again. You hear people say stuff and you automatically fill in missing gaps. And is that what's happening when we're hearing of these cases, that they have a smell? That is possible. In the movie Descent, they were very vicious and wanted humans. Yeah. I took a report of a pale crawler in Tuscan. The thing was hiding out near a sewage drain. There you go. It could have went through something, and that's why it had a smell. Absolutely. You go through something, you got a smell on you. Hey, Larry. So I mean, that's not human. Is probably the most of the compelling cases we've had out of the 4 videos we had today. I mean, if you guys want to hear that again, I think I'll be okay playing that one because it's my artwork on there. It's not no video clip from a news agency or a content creator. It's literally a 911 call, which is public, and it's my artwork. I can't X off a pill crawler. I've been smelling after all. I've been in North Carolina on the outskirts of the state park. There you go. So But I can play that one. I'm pretty sure I'm safe because it's my artwork and it is actual 911 audio that is released to the public. So I shouldn't get dinged on that. So I mean, I want you guys if I play this one again, I want you to guys listen to the fear in this guy's voice and hear everything that's going on. Here we go.
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir? Henry County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
And did you saw a man standing on the side of the road?
Yes, ma'am, and it looked like he was bleeding, because when I drove by, I had my high beams on, and all I could see was just some streaks of red going down his body, starting at his head. What the?
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the back of my truck!
Okay, what's in the road?
No, it's not in the road, it's in my truck! In the bed!
There's something in the bed of your truck?
Yes, ma'am, I just turned on my bed light for my truck, and there's something in my bed.
Okay, sir, when you say something, what do you mean?
I just knocked it off of the bed of my truck and went over my roof.
Okay, what was it?
I don't know.
Like a turkey, a deer?
No.
Turkeys
I
are
don't
pretty
know what
big.
the hell that was. I don't know if you heard that bang before I started screaming, but I heard a bang.
I
and
did.
It turned on my... That's why.
I heard a thud. And back to the man that you saw, you said he was covered in blood?
It looked like he was bleeding from his head and heavily because it was going down his torso, and he had no shirt on.
And was he white, black, Hispanic?
He was white, and he was staring at me as I drove by, just blankly.
I mean, you hear the escalation in his voice and the fear in that video. That's gets to you. I mean, you can literally hear it escalate. I mean, the guy literally freaks out right when you hear that thump. You hear him being calm. Hey, I thought I saw someone bleeding on the side of the road. And then all of a sudden that thump, and he just completely freaks out. That's a type of fear that is extremely hard to fake. That thing was wounded, or it just nabbed something as prey. That's kind of what I was thinking too, Ryan. I mean, did he see its original victim? And was that what he originally saw? And that thing thought it was after, its prey, so it decided to attack him. Was it a projection that it put off to catch him off guard so that he can get him? Definitely possibilities. It moves this have a strong pungent, musky, sweet kind of hide, sweaty smell that the wind brings from the direction of the woods and field. It moves the smell, and it gets stronger at times, like it's closer. I'd be keeping an eye out. Manisha, you believe him? I think he saw a ghost and a crawler. That's possible, Auntie. I mean, all those scenarios are definitely a possibility. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm split on the fence on that was either original victim and he thought that guy was after him after his prey, so he decided to defend his prey, or it was a projection to catch him off guard so he can go after him. And supernatural entities are known for doing that type of stuff. So I'm on the fence, man. It's 50-50 for me either way of what the initial sighting was. I thought it was a Civil War soldier at first because that's what I heard so many times, but that's not what he says in the call. He says a man, a white man covered in blood. I think when this originally came out, that's what everybody was saying was it was a Civil War soldier, but you don't hear that in a 911 call. So I honestly, I know I've said it a few times, but I really think that's probably the most compelling 911 call we shared on the show tonight. or they were projecting an image of who they used to be before turning into that. That's also a possibility or so. Yeah. Yeah, I can't dispute that. That is definitely a possibility. Crawlers can be aggressive as is, but if it had prey and it thought prey was going to be taken away, that thing would become deadly. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking too, Ryan. I mean, that's why I can't dispute both of those being a possibility. I know when 911 went to look, they couldn't find a single trace of anything. So, what happened? Did it clean up its mess? Was it a projection? Crawlers don't have alternate human forms. That is what they are. Well, yeah, there you go. I mean, if it was that, then there you go. They prey on a lot of things, but humans on that board, Roxanne, yeah. There's been instances where people came on wildlife kills and they've been attacked by a pale crawler. If a person seemed bloody and the pale crawler has some scars of those wounds, then that projection from the past. Yeah. It's man, it's unique. And I believe it's definitely worth continue looking into. I've held off on talking about this for over a year or for a year now because I wanted to see what all came out on this. It hasn't changed. Just like the Las Vegas video, I haven't seen anything change on it. 1261, but that wasn't in the call. He saw streaks of red, but he never mentioned the same wounds on what was that jumped it back. Yeah. And at the same time, though, was he freaking out so much he just didn't pay attention to that? To be a case of a pale one using mental abilities to lure a person. There you go. Yeah, I mean that's why I said there's a good possibility. Could have been a type of war paint too. Yep. Some tribes say that the crawlers are known as the people before the people. Yeah. I mean, war paint. I forgot about that one. Yeah, that could be too. I mean, these crawlers are supernatural entities, so I mean, they absolutely could have the ability to project some type of image. I'm not saying they do. I'm just saying it's possible. They are supernatural. They have abilities that surpasses us. They can do things we can't do. Do we know the full extent of what they can do? I don't think we do. I know we know a good chunk of what they can do. Can they project images? Possible. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it ain't. I'm just saying it's a possibility. What do you mean people before the people? It's kind of like ghouls. I mean, they were here before humans. Bigfoot, Dogman, they were known as being here before humans were. A lot of these supernatural entities were here before humans. No, but a guy said he saw someone bloody, but didn't describe the pale crawler, but did later in the interview. So there you go. Yeah. I mean, and that could go right back to that was his original victim, and that crawler thought that this guy was going after his prey, going to take it. And that crawler was defending it. It could have been a projection to kind of slow him down so that way he can get to him. An older tribe that secluded themselves away from modern day tribes. Yeah. And there's so many supernatural entities and cryptids that have known to have been on this earth longer than humans have. Your Djinn, they are very famously known for being on this planet before humans. Every single one of them. A ghoul is a jinn. This is the sixth race according to H.P. Blavatsky. I haven't heard that theory. I'm drinking me some Death Wish coffee. Coconut caramel. It was a projection. I would think it would make any noise by the jump. Well, I mean, that's the thing is, if it was a projection, it wasn't a projection that jumped in the back of the truck. The crawler could have been projecting it to slow him down so that he could jump in the back of the truck. Problem is, they added the supernatural element to the pale crawlers because of the rake stories. I get that point, but that's not where I get it. These things are obviously supernatural. But I'm the furthest thing from a rake believer. I'll be completely honest with you. I believe the rake is a pasta noodle thing. I believe it's a clickbait thing. I am the furthest believer in a rake. I do not believe in rakes. Yes, you have Helena Blasky. She's a famous occultist. I'll have to look into it. Wait, you're drinking the same kind of coffee as me? Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, I love that Death Wish, man. I drink a lot of that Death Wish coffee. I've lost so much weight too, and I'm down into 3X shirts. I went from a 4X to a 3X shirt. No more pasta noodle for me. Yeah, dude, I'm serious. I may upset some people. I mean, to each is their own. Sorry, but not sorry. Rake is too modern, too pasta noodle. I believe it was a clickbait thing that turned into something different. Not seriously would say, yeah, they do have to be supernatural. People can survive in the wilderness. Our ancestors have proved. Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did have ancestors that did that, Ryan, but these pale crawlers surpass anything that humans can do. I mean, is it at one time, could we be able to do that type of stuff? Possible. There's just way too much creepiness and weirdness to a pale crawler for me to say it's not a supernatural entity. And I could be wrong. Creepypasta definitely messed up cryptid studies. It absolutely did, Ryan. Absolutely. And that's why I can't stand clickbaiters. I'm sorry. I'm not a clickbait person. I'm not going to get millions upon millions upon millions of views and subscribers because I'm not going to do the clickbait thing. I absolutely refuse to do it because I'll be doing you and the community a disservice by being a clickbaiter. Anything that modern humans can do, we've lost our edge. I mean, there's been plenty of stuff that us humans can do. Absolutely. We have forgotten a lot of stuff we can do. And I could be proven wrong one day. A pale crawler could be a flesh and blood cryptid type creature. There's just too much to it for me for now to say that it's not supernatural. I'm just on the supernatural bandwagon, but I can always be proven wrong too. Creepypasta brought in crap like Slenderman, Siren Head and things like, yeah, they did, man. Yeah. That's the thing. To all my new subscribers and future subscribers, if you're looking for that type of stuff, I'm just not going to do it. I refuse to do that because I'll be doing you a very big disservice. I'm not that type of person. I'm into it for the real research and the real science. And I have my theories, my opinions, and my hypothesis. And I'm going to stick by them until I get proven differently. And I study history and how these things talk about these things through history up till modern times. And I think a lot of stuff that's been going on has either been a misidentification or it is just a clickbait. Could be human that have evolved from living in caves for as long as humans have been on Earth. That's possible, Don. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to deny it. There's enough real shit. We don't need any. Yeah, we don't. And that's why I want to get to the. I have my theories, and for me, if I'm doing the scientific side of it, I'm going to test these theories. That's why I went out and got this book again, because here in America, Bigfoot has been known to live amongst and trade and war with and against the native people. I've caught them speaking 2 different Native American languages on my property. So the fact that they might know Native American Sign Language, if that's a way that I could communicate one, if I'm ever blessed to be able to communicate with one, I'm going to try to get every means possible that I can to communicate with it. Now, am I going to tell you it's going to work? No, I'm not going to tell you it's going to work. It's just a theory I have. There are stories of crawlers being killed by sidearms and even killed by dogmen. Yeah, there is. And if those stories are true, that's going to lead a lot of stuff. But, I don't know if they're true or not. I'll be honest. You can mentally create things that become very real. This needs to be, yeah. I mean, we talk about that constantly on here. Did you see what was talking? Question, did you see what was talking? Oh, no. I didn't see what was talking, Dawn. I just know because I can hear the chittering of the little ones next to my house. Before they started climbing up my ladder, you can hear them, the little ones playing on my porch. You can hear the little ones playing on the roof of my porch. And then all of a sudden, you hear a female come in saying, Shante, which is Lakota for calm yourself. And this was after they were getting pretty dang antsy on my ladder and my porch and my roof of my porch. Then you hear two males, one kind of close and one off in the distance, and they sound like they were speaking Cherokee. As if all three of them were talking about something. And then shortly after she said, Shante, the activity started slowing down. Yeah. If you don't want to do it on your show, Ryan, let me know. I'll bring you on here. You can tell your stories. I love hearing that stuff. And I will have to do a show on that one. Yeah, man. Text me. I mean, next weekend. I ain't got anything planned for next weekend. So if you're available next weekend, let me know. That'll be a Sunday show. If you haven't seen them, how do you know that what it was I was talking about? It's like I said, because of what the activity was going on around my house, between the footprints, them walking around, them chittering. You can hear them walking around in my yard. You can hear them climbing up my ladder. You can hear them on my porch. You can hear them on the roof of my porch. All that coincided, and all that stuff came about right when that was going on. There wasn't footprints in my yard before that happened. I was out there earlier that day. There's footprints after it. You can see the shapes in the grass where the grass was pushed down. And that's why it may not be Bigfoot. I'm a big believer they were Bigfoot. Next time you hear Bigfoot, you should tell them Uli Lishidi. It means welcome in Cherokee. Okay. I was learning, this is native sign for friend. So that's kind of what I was looking at, friend. I want to do what I can. I mean, and I may never get to use it. I may never get to use that theory, but it's a theory that I got that I want to try. And if I'm ever blessed to be able to do it, because I have a lot of activity at my house and in my woods, I'm hoping, it's 33 years. Activity has picked up a lot in 33 years here. That's how long I've been on this property. I've had activity for 33 years, and it's only getting to be more and more and closer and closer. Well, they strip the bark on my cedar trees all the time, Ryan. All the time. Yeah, I get them. They're stripping bark on my cedar trees all the time. That's how one of the earliest signs I knew, because I was finding cedar bark strip 15, 20 foot up in the air, which takes the porcupine and the deer out of the equation. Anything past 6 foot, that's going to be bigger than a deer or a porcupine. That's what I believe, Roxanne. I mean, I can't 100% say that's true, but that's what I believe. And I believe that night when I had all that weird stuff going on and something told me to go inside and stay inside, when I was trying to record what was going on at the edge of my woods coming at me, I believe that was them telling me to stay inside. I believe they were trying to protect me from whatever that was out there. And shortly after that, whatever was out there is when we started getting all them werecat sightings in this area. You know, and then I had them weird eye shines when I was out getting wood out of my woodshed one night, right behind me, about 10 feet behind my woodshed in the woods, that was about 7 foot tall, was these two weird eye shines that were very feline like. You know, is that what I'm dealing? Am I dealing with that type of stuff out here? It's possible. There's too many sightings been going on around here for me not to say that that's not going on. The Kichi Sabe tell us not to look for them. We won't find them. Yeah, I hear that all the time. They come for me. I mean, I always tell you, I go out in the woods. I don't go out saying, hey, I'm going to find Bigfoot today. I love being in my woods. I just happen to see stuff. I get things that tap on my window in the middle of the night when I'm working. I get things that tap on my side of my house in the middle of the night when I'm trying to sleep. I used to come out in my truck in the morning when my mom was still alive and my dad lived here. And they used to go, whoop, 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 every morning when I'd walk out to my truck, go to work, to let me know they were here. You know, they used to be, they only came from mid to late fall to early to mid spring. And now they're here every single day. I believe the one showed the mods in FaceTime, or was a werecat. It's a huge, huger than a cougar. Yeah, that DA showed. Yeah. You know, there's been 3 or 4 reports in my area alone, all within a 15-mile radius. Actually, from my house, 15 miles south, there's been 3 or 4 reports of werecats. You know, these bipedal felines, these monstrously tall felines on all fours. Yeah. Yeah. We were just talking. I mean, look at that thermal footage of what I think was a Bigfoot that I caught that day. I was hearing all the noises. And the next day when DA and Noah came out, when we were dropping the truck off, and because I got Noah's truck here so we can work on it. Right where that thing was, where I caught that thermal, and I don't know how I missed it, but I did. DA found where one had been laying down watching the house. Right where I caught that thermal. It was a massive, massive bedded area, laid down area. And that is the same spot that I've always hear sounds. That is in the same area that I've seen that dark figure, roughly 9 foot tall, run from the west to the east in the exact same woods that I get so much activity from, where most of my cedar stripping is from. All that's right here. I mean, I get it over here to the east of me on the other side of the creek bed, going up to my old trailer. When I done that documentary with Byways of Bigfoot, you know, I one of the things that interested her why I was part of that documentary, because I kept telling her that I would hear them tapping on my living room window, or I always felt like something was looking through my living room window. And you'd have to be a minimum of 8 foot tall to look through that bedroom window. We literally found footprints going down that hill, across that creek, back up the other hill to that window in that documentary. Werecats are positive entities, usually, as most folklore. They are guardians that ward off evil energies and forces. So werebeast, you'll hear them predominantly in Celtic mythology, mainly in Mesoamerican. In Mesoamerican mythology, they are protectors, but they're also fierce warriors. So, yeah. Typically, anything feline is considered sacred. Yeah. And I believe the reason why we have an uptick of that is because we have so much Mesoamericans coming across the border. There's no way that didn't make its way here from Mesoamerica. I mean, you hear encounters in Celtic mythology of them changing into werebeast. You absolutely do. But most of your encounters is in Mesoamerican. African mythology is chock full of werecats. Yeah, there's another one. I forgot about that one. Yeah. I mean, Africa's got more of the hyena style, but yes, there is a lot of werecats in the African one too. Aztec, yeah, Aztec, Mayan, running away. I'm starting to nod off. Oh, freaky! How dare you? Take it easy, freaky. It's about time to shut her down, anyways. We got about 5 minutes. So could be the Thundercats. Yeah, Thundercats. Ho! Give me sight beyond sight. I love that cartoon, man. I'm sorry, I'm not. I will sleep. You're fine, man. You're fine. Don't worry about it. I gotta give you a hard time. We're getting ready to shut her down anyways. Pull it, Jeff. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Could it have been the werecat that was warning me, trying to protect me from something else? Ever since I got warned about a certain location close by me, I've had very weird stuff going on here. Was it the werecats that warned me to stay inside because something evil was out there? The screams that I was hearing that was attacking the coyotes, and then the multiple screams to the south of me, and then the multiple screams to the north of me I heard before that thing came, whatever it was extremely heavy, thumping in my woods, coming right at me. And I was wanting to get my thermal camera and my parabolic mic out, but it was in my car, and my car was in between whatever was coming at me and me. And then that's when I got that feeling that I need to go inside. And see, I was outside trying to look at the northern lights. That was my whole purpose of being outside, is I wanted to check out the northern lights that I couldn't see through my trees. Whenever I started hearing that stuff going on, it's a scream that I cannot describe what that scream is. It's like a guttural, evil woman scream. It was weird. It was the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I've never heard that anywhere I've been in this world. I've never heard this type of scream before. And it was like one or two of them down here to the south and around 3 or 4 to the north of me, way off in the distance. These two screamed here right when you heard a pack of coyotes doing the hunting, and all of a sudden you hear these two screams, and these coyotes are literally, you can hear them getting jacked up. I mean, these things were getting jacked up. And then all of a sudden, shortly after that is when you hear the ones to the north of me. Supernatural energies are probably super high when we see the northern lights, where here in the States, possibly. Yeah. I mean, according to Norse mythology, the northern lights is called the Bifrost Road. And that's the road that the gods used to travel from realm to realm. There's always some type of supernatural thing connected to the northern lights. The Aurora Borealis. Every culture has had any type of dealings with the Aurora Borealis, has some type of supernatural thing tied to it. So it's either way, it's interesting, man. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I know that one encounter, about 15 miles south of me, the guy said it never tried to harm him. That he caught it trying he caught it stealing his chickens. And the next day he found a little deer with his neck broken on his back porch, like it was saying it's sorry it was taking its chickens. Yeah, you got to put your 2 cents in worth? Huh? You got to put your 2 cents in worth? Yeah. Well, come here. We're about done anyway, so get your 2 seconds of fame. But yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm wanting to look into it. The other one was a print in the guy's yard, about 2.5 miles from me. And then you had deals that happened here. Speaking of felines, yeah, no kidding. Yeah, but I got research to do. I'm getting ready to do a night investigation out here because I've got too much weird stuff going on. but I've got to get with a certain individual who's got the same warning I did, because I just got information given to me from a group that was doing the Chomo thing. They got the exact same warning we did. So I've got to get with this individual. Select few of you know who I'm talking about. I got to get with him on this new stuff that came out, because this is obviously a lot larger than just us looking into a certain location. So we are at that 2-hour mark. I appreciate everybody for coming in, listen to me. I hope these 911 calls was interesting. I'm not going to say, Roxanne. I'm not going to say. And I have my reasons for not saying. But I'm not going to say where this location is. But I appreciate it. I hope you guys found this stuff interesting. For those of you who watch this later on, leave in your comments what you think each one of these videos are. I put the link to where I got these videos from in the description. If you want to go and check those sites out, you can. I didn't think about it. I didn't put the link to the actual videos in the description. I just put their link in there. But I appreciate you all for coming in, from my new subscribers to my OGs. I appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys are awesome. Ryan, give me a text. If you're interested, we can set something up next week. Let's hear your stuff on it. We can continue on with that call. I've let it set and simmer for about a year, and it's like the Las Vegas one. It hasn't really changed. So I'm kind of curious in this one. Everybody give a shout out to my mods in the chat today, which was Roxanne today. Thank you, Roxanne, for all that you've done. I appreciate you very much. If it wasn't for my mods, it'd be hard for me to get things done. It's we're growing. Every week we're growing. So I'm loving this, and I hope to hear from you guys. So as always, peace, love, and blessings. Oh, you're welcome, Joanne. You, everybody else too. Thank you so much. So until next week, everybody. Bye.
Step into shadows where whispers hum. The air is thick where the strange things come. Behind the curtain where the fearless go. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown. Dare to tread where the darkness hides. Through the cracks of the world's thin sides. Join if you will take the dare. Where we learn of things that scare. Masks and riddles play their game. Nothing here will stay the same. The air is heavy, the lights are low. Where secrets linger and shadows grow. The walls may shift, the ground may quake. It's a risk you take when the unknown wakes. Your pulse will race, your breath will freeze in this realm of uncanny mysteries. Dare to tread where the darkness hides. Through the cracks of the world's thin sides. Join if you will take the dare. Where we learn The bazaar wears a wicked grin. Its world pulls you slowly in. But once you're here, you'll never roam. This is now.